But also people watching this will say, well, yeah, hang on, you've stopped payments of your mortgage to your mortgage lender. And in some people's book, that's absolutely no-go. That's
Yeah, well, I understand that. But for me, it was so difficult for me to look at my children and look at my wife and see how much we were struggling. And I couldn't work any more than I was working. So I couldn't bring in more income. So had he reduced the outgoings. And so I cancelled the direct debit. I didn't stop paying. I reduced the payments.
What happened then?
Basically, within 6 months, I got the letters to say that litigation was starting. And I found myself going to room 118 in the Royal Courts of Justice in Belfast, which is the room of the master. And that's basically the rubber stamper for all the mortgages. So people go in there. Most of them is just to say rubber stamped and the repossession's gone through. Some people stand up, some people are represented. But that's the first port of call. Wow. So I spent, I'm sure it was 2 years in there, back and forth. I didn't even know what an affidavit was. Some of the guys in the other groups had to send me a template of an affidavit. So I had to figure out all of that stuff. I had to figure out what arguments I was going to use, what was valid, what worked, how did the financial system work, where did I fit in the scheme of all these things. And one of the strongest arguments I had was securitisation, whereby banks would get 1,000 mortgages together and they would sell it off to an investor, and that investor would pay the bank the full amount of the mortgage. Mm-hmm. Right? And so I accused Santander of it, went and done a bit of research, and to the best of my knowledge, I understood that they had securitized my mortgage. But during the whole litigation, they denied doing it. And at the end of it, after it was in April 2013, they got a repossession order in the Master's Court for the property.
For your house?
Yes.
And you're still working at that point?
Still working at the police,
as a police officer?
Yeah.
And you realise at that point, you're sitting in that courtroom, that house is going to be repossessed?
Yes.
And effectively your wife and children and you
going to be thrown out in the street.
are homeless.
Yeah.